My friend, I see the end of our civilization, the destruction concluded, finished without firing a shot. Nothing. Absolutely, positively, not a shot fired. And the problem that I have whenever I deal with this is that whenever I'm trying my best, people just don't seem to listen. And they don't seem to listen because it's too horrible for them to understand what I'm saying. Mrs. L and I today were privy to a lecture, a presentation as to the future of predation. And it is enough to make you want to throw in the towel. The level the level of this human cancer that comes in the form of whatever this is, whatever you want to call it, globalism, tech, I don't know. Evil, I know people love evil. They love that devil thing. It's like, fine, call it what you want. I don't care. Sometimes people have to figure out ways to come up with a word that they can kind of understand, because the best thing they do is they try to convince themselves into thinking that this really isn't as bad as it is. Oh, it's worse. I mean, just when I thought 20 years ago, I worried about boring things like, oh, I don't know, jihad, or, that word is so used, intifada. It's so socialism. Oh my God. That's the least. I know something that is so horrible. Imagine being able to go back in time and you're lecturing a 17th century medical school. Okay? Okay, 18th century. And they're sitting around the surgical theater, and there you are talking to them. And you're from the future, and you're talking to them about AIDS and cancer, and they would look at you like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? They would think you're crazy. You would be describing forms of absolute horror they couldn't comprehend. That's what I see. That's what's happening at levels. Oh, I'm serious. I am serious. And there is also something. I feel sorry for kids. I feel sorry for the unborn, and I feel sorry for the world. And the best part about it is that they are telling you, but you've got to know where to go. More people right now. Do you know what people are talking about today? Halloween. This is Halloween. This is it. Two things I want to tell you. Number one, this is the last day of the month. You probably caught on to that. Number one, people are talking about losing SNAP benefits, food banks, people who are food insecure, okay, just food. I have been talking about preparewithlionel.com for forever. They've been a great sponsor of ours since the beginning. And the link is right in the discussion section. There are people who will piss away money on costumes and not fully understand the horror of what would exist if there was no ability to get food. Not because you didn't have the money, but because stores were closed or there was some shutdown. They can't get it through their head. They think, no, that can't be. I'm doing fine. I've got banana chips. What are you talking about? I'm rolling in it. I'm doing great. Oh dear God, no. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. And I'm not the Cassandra, and I'm not the doomsayer, and I'm always not the person trying to portend doom and the end of civilization. What I'm telling you is that this is it. They've got a deal of, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I have no idea. They don't clue me in. But if you think they're hedging gold, food sales are through the roof because they know something. Go to preparewithlionel.com and sign up. Prepare yourself. This isn't a joke. This isn't something you don't kind of. I'm not talking about, please, no offense. I'm not talking about some weird vitamin or some power additive or, hey, I feel great. My mitochondria, whatever. Nothing wrong with that. I'm talking about survival. And the second thing is at the end of the month is that there's this idea that somehow freedom of speech is back on target. Wrong, wrong, wrong. You ain't seen nothing yet. And the individual, the bastion of free speech, believe it or not, is our friend Mike Lindell. He is still fighting. He has been they gave him up for dead. They were dancing on his grave. Well, rumors of his death were a little premature. Go to, dear friends, this is critical. Go to mypillow.com/Lionel and support him and get the greatest pillows in your life. That's it. Pillows, towels, and the slippers. The slipper company could be its own. That's it. End of the month. They help us. You help us. You want to keep us going because, my friends, today it hit me like you can't believe. It is over. And we've got a race right now that nobody understands. Nobody. And I am so tired of talking to morons about this. You have no idea. Why don't you leave New York? Schmuck, it's not about New York. It's about everything. Yeah, but if I was in New York, it's not about New York. Why do people keep saying that? There's this thing, people hate New York. I know. I understand why. Believe me, I do. Why? One of the reasons is because they're jealous. It's the greatest city in the world. I know people, listen, God forbid, you do whatever you want. It's a free country. You can do whatever. But I know people who live lives that are so goddamn boring and they send it and they go, this is great. Oh, fine. That's for you. That's the beautiful thing. I would die there. Okay. I love fast. It's expensive as shit, but so are other places. And everybody always tells me, hey, let me move to Florida. What's the first thing they say? They're bored. They're bored. This is the thing. This is the thing that is the most. This is probably the most important thing in the world. I don't know how to explain this to you. We love to just dismiss things. We love to just look at that doesn't matter there because we're basically fueled by resentment and jealousy and I don't know what it is. And I think, and I'm going to say something right now, and present company excluded, this country is going to fall so fast. And the reason why they're going to fall so fast is because of the fact that Americans simply don't get it. They don't get it. They've never gotten it. Let me also explain a lot of things I'm going to throw at you. I'm going to throw this transhuman. Mrs. L had to go out for a bit. We couldn't believe this lecture we heard. Oh my God. Oh my God. Kids, we're going back into a pre-Alex Jones world. When Alex came about, and I still say it, I still submit to you that he is without a doubt the most important person on or in the world today regarding the world of opinion. Bar none, the most important. Everything else is such mindless nonsense. Oh, Stephen Miller's wife. Oh, junk yogurt. Oh, Israel. Oh, Palestine. Oh, it's the same. Have you noticed this? Have you noticed how we've had tell us something new? No, seriously. How many of you wonderful people who follow this, maybe as much as I do, have said, I can't take the Middle East, whatever this thing is. I can't get it. Would you tell me something new? I sound like Shaka Khan. Would you tell me something new. Is there anything that you can possibly tell me that's new? Is there anything that you can tell me that is new? Is there anything you can maybe, because they're not saying anything new. It's the same stuff. I was watching, and I love everybody. I love these folks, and I really do. I love these folks. Is that all, Fred? Bless his heart. Fred just gifted 10 membership. Fred, you son of a bitch. God love you. Have you noticed how boring this is, Fred? It's the same people. If I hear one more thing, well, Netanyahu's done. Oh, for God's sakes, move on. Move on. What are we talking about? How long are we going to be doing this? How long? Nothing's different. Nothing. Is it me? We're breaking this down into, well, Russia's got the hypersonics. Oh, for Christ's sake, are we still talking about Ukraine? What are we talking about? That's not the stuff that scares me. Let me ask you something. What is it that bothers you the most? What do you think it is? Because you're smart enough to realize you don't read headlines. You're not listening to cable news. What is it that freaks you out? Tell me. Think about this. Because, they used to always say, show me your friends and I'll show you your faults. I always say, tell me your fears. And that tells me immediately who knows what. Tell me your fears. What is it that scares you? It's the most important question in the world. The most important question in the world. Ask them a very simple question. What scares you? And if somebody says, jihadist, you're out of your mind. The number one, this is the one of the number one overdone things is the purge of, or not the purge, but the invasion of Islamic folk into the world. Okay? You got it? You got it? This is the thing that you can tell you don't get it. And what they do is that is a symptom. You know what it's like, right? You know that very rarely is the rash the problem. It's what's causing the rash. The limp. Oh, he's got a limp. You might have a limp because of a broken bone, a little sciatica. You might have a limp because of some type of neuropathy. And you might have a limp because this is the onset of some deep glioblastoma or glioma, some brain cancer that has affected the motor portions of your brain. So that symptom, that limp, that thing that doesn't seem that big of a deal, could be the precursor, could be the vatic onset of something far more horrible than anything you can imagine. Does that make any sense to you? Does that make any sense? Because that's exactly what we're talking about right now. And what people are doing is they're focusing on Zoran Mamdani in New York, that Somali dude in Minneapolis. Doesn't he look like that pirate in the Tom Hanks movie? Doesn't he? And that's it. They say, no. It's not. No. That's not the problem. The problem isn't that we have maybe some guy, some dude from some other country. That's not it. The problem is deeper. That is a symptom. Could be Somalis now, could be Muslims here, might be just nihilists. It might be I think the radical left, this demented left, poses more of a threat than any Muslim you can imagine. Who agrees with me? And the reason why is the radical lefty comes in and looks like one of us. And he looks like one of us. And he kind of slips through. Isn't that something? He kind of slips through. And we don't know why. You see, that's the person. The nurse, the nice nurse at the clinic who's talking kids into gender and sexual mutilation. That's the person. The person who wants to destroy the foundation of American families looks like one of us. He's the not the Trojan horse, but the decoy. That's what scares me. It's not the Muslim. That's a type. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's something. And I mentioned the fact that people don't want to see people walking around with veils, but that's not it. What is it? What is it? What is it? White liberal women scare me the most. Rantney, you're onto something there because you know why? They slip through. They slip through. Socialism and communism are making their way slowly. One day we'll wake up and it will have happened before our eyes. Carol, I love you. It's not socialism. It's not it. It's not it. It's not it. That's like saying AIDS is cancer. You know what I mean? AIDS can be a form of cancer. AIDS is something, as you know, AIDS is the thing that, how do I say this? AIDS is the thing that is the end of your, dare I say, it is the end of the destruction of your immune system. AIDS, HIV, human immunodeficiency virus, HIV is the end of your. So it may end up in Kaposi sarcoma, a cancer, cystis pneumonia, another one, AIDS. Communism is a more of a political party versus an economic theory. Socialism, the government owns means of production. The government takes and owns all of the companies, all of everything, the stores, the buildings, everything. Puts it together, allocates assets according to his needs and abilities and all that stuff. We are nowhere near that. Socialism, communism, Marxism are terms used by people to express a fear, a kind of a sort of a, well, maybe I guess a fear of something greater. A fear which is warranted, but a fear of something greater. When you use the wrong term, when you call something communism when it's not, when you call something socialism when it's not, what happens is you tell people and you give them the impression that you don't know what you're talking about. And when you give people the idea that you don't know what you're talking about, unfortunately, what happens, and this is important, is they don't listen to you. You see, when I tell people and I explain this thing that was going on in New York, I don't ever use the word communist, socialist. No, 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 no. I ask people the question. It's a very, very, very simple question. And I ask them a very, very simple question. And the question that I have to ask them is, what do you think about, for example, somebody, this is true, who wants to make the buses free? And I start off with that simple. That's a simple question. I don't talk about communism, Marx, Engels, none of that stuff. What do you think about somebody who wants to make the buses free? And I wait. I always wait because remember, when you talk to people, always let them answer your question. Don't lecture them. Let them find out for themselves. Let them discover it. Say, what do you think about that? Well, I think that's great. It would be great, right, to have something? Yeah. Who pays for that? And they would say, well, the government pays for that. Really? Does the government own it, or does the government run it? And if you pay nothing for something, it's worth nothing. And you go through it and you say, do you, and by the way, do you know this may know this, but the reason why Mom Donnie is listing, this is so funny. The reason why he is listing this, it's one of his goals, is because he believes it protects the bus driver. Imagine being in New York City or Chicago or LA or maybe even your town, I don't know. And all of a sudden you say, hey, everybody rides for free. Everybody rides for free. What do you think about that? Every lunatic, every degenerate, every Rikers Island reject, everybody's going to jump on the bus. There'll be barbecuing and people sleeping, people who won't get off, people who say, I'm not going to get up, I'm not interested. Chaos. The bus drivers would then have more heavily armed. It would be more frightening. So I ask them and I take them through this. I don't start off with he's a socialist, because people, they turn their heads, they don't listen to that. It's like when you talk to your kids about something and they say, oh, here we go. Here comes the lecture again. Here's the lecture. And that's exactly what they think it is. So you have to ask yourself this question. How do you explain this? Are you a disciple of truth? Are you an apostle of truth? What do you do? How do you let people know what it is that you think? We have socialism to an extent in some countries, but it doesn't, that's not the issue. Totalitarianism. What are the worst countries to live in? The worst countries to live in are not socialist or whatever. There are theocratic countries. You want to live in Iran? Maybe you do. I don't know. I don't. You want to live in Saudi Arabia? These are theocratic. These are not monastic, but monarchic, family-run royalty. They're not communists. We have to teach people the words, the rules, and what is happening to children. You have no idea. One day you're going to have huge swaths of people where the bot is going to change everything. When I tell people that, their eyes roll back. Their eyes roll back. They just don't. It's the strangest thing in the world. Their eyes roll back in their heads. It's like they just don't. I don't know what it is. They don't seem to notice. They don't seem to care. They don't pay attention. Now, we have this fellow here that I've known for 30 plus years, 32, Curtis Lewa, great friend of mine. Love the guy. I think he'd be terrific. I think he would be absolutely fantastic. True, if he were the mayor. I think he's one of the most honest people. I just think he's great. But something is going on with this, and I can't figure out what it is. And let me tell you what it is. You want me to tell you? If you're interested, you go, and I think it's one of life's lessons. He hates Andrew Cuomo at a level that you can't even comprehend. It's personal. And when you find yourself hating somebody that much, it'll affect you negatively. Have you noticed this? Have you noticed this? Have you? When you hate somebody that much, when you hate someone, and it so clouds and obscures your sense of belonging and thinking, it can affect you. Do any of you suffer from envy? That's another thing. Envy, jealousy. Be honest. Have you ever found yourself in the position of being almost controlled by a sense of jealousy, hatred? Because jealousy is you hate this person. You hate what they have, or you feel jealousy and envy. They're very related. They're very similar, but you feel like they're going to come after you next. They want something of yours, maybe a possession, maybe your wife or spouse or whatever, but it can consume you. And when things get personal, it consumes you. I never allow myself in that position. Never. I never allow myself in the position of ever feeling like that. Never. I mean it. I will say it and I will tell everybody as long as I live. As long as I live. It's one of the things I never, ever, ever allow myself. But Andrew Cuomo poses a kind of a threat and has been the subject of great hatred for Curtis for so many years. And let me also tell you something. Nobody likes Andrew Cuomo. Andrew Cuomo is vile. Andrew Cuomo is so vile. Isn't that wonderful? I voted for Andrew Cuomo. I voted for Andrew Cuomo. You can say, wait a minute, how did you do that? Simple. I voted for Andrew Cuomo. And I talk to these wonderful people, nice people. They don't know anything about politics. Nothing. They know absolutely, positively nothing about politics. Nothing. It's those. So you've got three people here. And this is important for you to understand because no matter what we do, we can talk all day long about what we want, but I'm telling you that it comes down to very simply this. If we are in the position of trying to affect change, and we don't understand how politics works, whatever, we get, and I say we, I'm being kind, I don't get this, and I'm not saying you, but I'm making it sound inclusive, like we, some of us get into the position where they are so enwrapped in something that they just lose their minds. And they love people. Let me tell you something right now. You better be careful. Let me ask this question. Do you find there's anybody in the political world that is changing before your eyes that you may not recognize? You may not recognize anymore. You might say to yourself, wait a minute. This is not the person I knew. This is not the person I knew. What's going on here? What's going on? Who are these people? Do you ever find yourself, let me ask you this, because I want you to answer this. And a lot of people do not because they feel like, I can't ask that question. I don't want to seem like I'm not a team player. Is there anything that President Trump does that you absolutely disagree with? Absolutely. You love him. You're not going anywhere. Hell, there's nobody else. What are you going to do? There's no choice. But have you ever, is there anything that he has ever done? Is there anything that President Trump has ever done that made you say, I'm not so sure if this is the guy that I remember? You got to ask yourself this question. I'll tell you flat out. His foreign policy is retarded. I don't understand it. I do not understand it in the least. I do not understand it. Maybe you can help me with this. I don't know who talks to him. I swear to God. He wants to bomb Venezuela? What? Venezuela? Why? I don't know. He just does. But that's crazy. Maybe it's crazy, but that's what he wants to do. So are you for that? Do you think that's a good idea? Do you think, hey, that's great? Hey, that's great. More stuff. What are you talking about? There are people who want to do this. So anyway, there are things that happen. Marjorie Taylor Greene is scaring me. Marjorie Taylor Greene scares me. I don't know what her thing is. I don't know if she's, the fact that she's not, quote, MAGA, I don't know. What I'm saying is that this is changing drastically. Now, the other day I was trying to explain, let me go back to this. I want to tell people that Curtis Lee, who I think will be terrific, try to explain to people how you're voting for someone that you don't like, because in the city of New York, 70% of the voters are Democrat. Second, I think second are Republicans, but a close third are the unaffiliated people. You can make a difference. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to tell people, look, this is what I'm doing. And they're saying, but you like Curtis, you know Curtis. I'm thinking, my God, I'm talking to children. When did we get so unsophisticated? Everything's changing constantly. You do know that, right? Everything is changing constantly. Do you find yourself, don't be taken in by these people? Don't be taken in by these people. I'm telling you right now, I don't want you to be taken in by these people. Don't get taken in by slogans and the like. New York City is about somebody who has been on the globalist platform forever. They have written his script forever. We know about that. They don't know what a globalist is. They don't know they don't know what I'm talking about. These people do not know what I'm talking about. They're saying, you keep saying globalist. They think globalist is a good thing. They think it's wonderful. Doesn't globalism sound great? Doesn't it? It sounds wonderful. Who could be against globalism? Globalism is getting along with each other, right? Helping each other out, doing the right thing. No, it's not. So, my friends, I'm every night on WABC or morning, whatever it is, I try to explain this to people, and I'm thinking, I had somebody the other day, a nice man, say, why can't we just vote for both? It's like, what? Can't we vote for Curtis and Cuomo? It's like, no. Why not? Because they'll invalidate the ballot. This is what I'm dealing with. Say, what are you talking about? Who's next in this? Don't be one of these people who likes people because, I like JD. Anybody like JD Vance? Do you trust JD Vance? You don't know anything about JD Vance. Who owns JD Vance? Peter Thiel. Big tech. Big tech. And the people behind big tech, oh my God. What they are planning, we're talking a transhumanism dystopian nightmare where schools are replaced by bots and some kids just never go to school. It's going to be like an intellectual Hunger Games. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? Someone writes, Curtis is like a cartoon. What does that mean? Trump's like a cartoon. Trump's a cartoon. It's a good cartoon. Trump's a cartoon. Everybody, what are you talking about? You see what's going on? MTG isn't an ads kiss. I don't know what this means. I trust JD Vance over Gavin Newsome. Okay. Let me tell you something. This is where you miss it. I like somebody that I can tell what it is they're going to do. I know what Newsom is. Who runs Newsom? Who runs him? Who is his benefactor? Who? It's the Getty family. I've told you this before. It's the Getty family. It's not whom you think. It's the Getty family. They own him. Who owns? But that's more of a. But JD Vance. You see what you do? Read this later on. Comments are. It's very personal to you. Curtis is delusional. No, he's not. He makes so much sense. It's not even funny. See, people just write stuff. They're just saying, write something funny. I don't know what I'm writing. Write something funny. That's what this is about. And I love you to death, but this is why this is my laboratory. I see what you write. You write things because you want to be funny, or you want to, stick it to somebody. Do you know what you're talking about? He thinks he will win. He doesn't think he will win. Marco, I love you, man. You're probably a good boy. I think you're delusional. What la la land do you live in? Do you think he thinks he's going to win? Do you think people run to win? Do you know what happens when you run? The monies you get when you suspend campaigns, what you build up for next time? Richard Nixon, remember, you don't have Dick Nixon to kick around anymore. Those runs, oh, Nixon, you're delusional. You see the way you take it to you. Remember the line from Michael Corleone in The Godfather. He says, no, Sonny. By the way, I need your likes. I need your likes. You're walking right now. I need them. You're my loyal group. I need likes. This is serious. This is the end of my month. We got to go out with a bang. This is the last day of the month. I need it. I need your help. I need your support. This is tough stuff. We're working our ass over here. And I think we're putting out a tremendous comment. And thanks to you and your support. But I need your support. And the thing to do is right now is I need your likes. I need your likes. You need your support. Financial, spiritual. Also, we need your prayers and whatever vectors. However you disseminate energy, quanta, that's what we need. Newsom's wife was with Harvey Weinstein. Newsom's wife was with Kimberly Guilfoyle. Kimberly Guilfoyle. This was with Don Jr. Do you understand what I'm saying? What does this mean? Come on, it's Halloween. I think there's something wonderful about Halloween. And by the way, Edie, I like Halloween for kids, not for adults. For adults, it's weird. Have you ever gone to an office party or something? And I haven't been to an office party, but Charlene in accounting all of a sudden puts on some like a weird kind of a outfit, and you realize that Charlene is Charlene is a bit of a trollop, and Charlene's dancing about and doing all kinds of things and looking like it's like, wow, this Charlene, who knew, still waters run deep. Have you noticed what I'm trying to say, perhaps circuitously, is that when people put on a costume, they become the person. Have you noticed that? They become the person, and it lets their inner person out. What's the inner person inside you? Do you have something? Is there a slut, a trollop, a skank, a skeeve, a slattern? Is there some Meretrix, some virago, some street walking termagant, some lady of the evening, some sexual dynamo, some paraphile lunatic? Come on, say it. You know who's inside me? This is who's inside me. This is it. Every year I went as the devil. That's right. Keep those likes coming. Come on, you can do it. Come on, God damn it. Come on. I was the devil every single year. I love the devil. Oh, the devil's the best. Cartoon, completely man-made. Not even referred to in the Bible the way people think it is. Created using a lot of pagan imagery. Oh, yes, my friends. Oh, yes, pagan imagery. That is exactly what happened. The devil, one of the most preposterous stories ever in humankind that people believe to this day. I love it. And I wanted that as my person. That's what I want to be, the devil. I love the devil because he makes people do bad things. He unleashes something in somebody. You see, half of the battle of life is to make people do things they don't want to do. But you make them think, no, this is your idea. But it's your idea. I love the devil. The devil, one of the greatest cartoon spectacles man made, one of the most preposterous stories in the history. God said, really? You think I kicked him out and what? What was this again? He maintained his power? No. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, 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 no. No, no. Me? I set myself up? No. No, I don't do that. God doesn't play like that. What am I, an idiot? No, God, because you live. No. No, that's your story. That's your story. No. Michael the Archangel, stop it. Stop it. And people believe that the devil is a personification of evil in one person, that therefore, if there was no devil, there would be no evil. It's the most ridiculous thing in the world. They even know the concept of evil. There is no evil because evil people don't know they're evil. They don't believe they're evil. That's something that you came up with. That's a word you came up with. That's shorthand. Just like the way you say communism and Marxism for things that are evil, but that involve political and physiological matrices that you are unfamiliar with. So what you do is you give it kind of like this name, the devil. It's good. It's good. It kind of explains things. It's very symbolic. It's wonderful in that respect. Now, do you believe in evil? Do you believe in evil, or do you believe people do bad things? Do you believe that do you believe that Ted Bundy was evil, or was he just a serial killer? I think evil is something that we rarely ever see, because evil is almost like a political party. Your goal is to do evil. Your goal is to do evil thing. When they're thinking, I'm not trying to do evil. I just want to kill this person. I want to abduct this person. That's all I want. I don't want to. What am I trying to say? I don't want to do evil. But we love these terms because what mankind does is we love to complicate things. We love to symbolize. We have a heart. I love you. Here's a heart. Heart doesn't even look like that. What is it? What is this thing? I don't know. Remember the pussy hat? I still have one. I'll never wear it. Does that look like a poussoir to you? Huh? Remember that? That's this. It's the heart. I heart you. I love the flag, semiotics. We love symbols. You're a human being and you love to be a part of the crowd, and the devil absolves you of individual responsibility. I was taken by the devil. It addicted me. I didn't do anything wrong. It did. You see how things work? You always try to figure a way to explicate and to explain away your own misgivings. Have you ever been unfaithful? Have you ever broken the bonds of marriage? Have you ever done that? You'll come up with all kinds of reasons for that, won't you? It's not your fault. We lie to ourselves constantly. You're a very simple person, motivated by very simple things. And most of the time, you don't do bad things because either A, you really aren't inclined to do a lot of bad things because you're not a sadist, which is what most of us is. It's sadism. It's not evil. Number two, you don't want to get caught. Number three, it just doesn't grab you. But I promise you, if put in the right situation, if I could guarantee you getting away with certain things, you would do it. Don't think you're above reproach. Don't ever take yourself seriously. Don't ever do this. It's the worst thing in the world that you can possibly do. How do you think Trump's doing? How do you think Trump's doing? How's he doing? What do you think Trump is doing? Tell me, what do you think Trump is doing? This is the most important thing in the world. How do you think he's doing? How would you assess President Trump's performance? Do you like it? Is he doing anything great? Do you understand anything about tariffs? Do you? Well, do you? Most people say, I don't know the first thing about a tariff. I don't know how he's doing. I guess he's doing good. He's doing great, don't you? Come on. Are you really? Are you really? A mixed bag. Yes, people are hurting. I love your comments. Coffee is getting expensive. That's it? That's your take? Coffee is getting expensive? Dear God. It's 30 past the hour. Thank you, FS 357. Got that. Trump is not doing too great. He's doing all right. What do you want? I think his foreign policy is schizoid. Xi Jinping, who is our enemy? Who's our enemy? Who's our enemy? Answer this. One word. Who's our enemy? Who's our enemy? One word. I love this. Better than Kamala. Yeah. And a migraine is better than brain cancer. Okay, great. Tell the person with a splitting migraine. What is the Islam? Oh, Michael, come on. Think big. What is our enemy? Islam. There's 2.5 billion who have been around since the days of the Prophet Muhammad. That's not our enemy. Soros, nah. Communism, nah. Is that U.S.? Who is our enemy? Xi Jinping? Absolutely not. This is a peer competitor. It's not an enemy. You have to take these words out. I deliberately threw in the word enemy. It's not an enemy. Nobody's an enemy. It's enemy thing. It's personal. To talk about Mearsheimer's word, it's this anarchic world. We live in an anarchy because there's no hierarchy. Each country recognizes that there is nobody above them. There's no 911 to call. There's no emergency response team. It doesn't work like that. This is an anarchy versus a hierarchy. They're not evil. They're looking out for themselves. They think we're evil. Lose these words. AI and big tech. Edie Crowley, 100%. 100%. 100%. And my friends, when you tell people that, you're wasting your time because people cannot grasp it. Listen, do me a great favor. I want you to know, are you going, anybody trick-or-treating tonight? Please be nice to kids. It's fun. Remember, I was the devil. I love the devil. I love the horns. Because the devil I thought was, well, kind of real. Aquaman isn't, but the devil. Ooh. Who's going? No, bruh. Technocratic takeover, yes. I'm handing out candy. Good for you, Michael. Good for you. I have grandchildren that are going trick-or-treating. Yes. Beautiful. And make sure, remember when you were a kid? I remember my father one time, we were watching TV. And they said St. Joseph's Hospital, which was the big hospital in Tampa. And they had this announcement. They said, St. Joseph's Hospital, the emergency room will allow you to bring any fruits or candies by which you want to inspect for razor blades. Remember that? Razor blades. Did you hear about that kid? I heard there was this kid in the neighborhood. He got razor blades. Razor blades. Yeah, razor blades. Jesus God. Razor blades? Never happened. Never. And my father said, nobody's going to go taking fruit to the emergency room. We're just not going to eat fruit. If you want fruit, I got fruit here. Who's eating an apple? Anyway, those are these wonderful. Or sometimes they throw, one time he said, somebody threw Clorox on a kid. Clorox. The perchloride atom? Ion? Come on. Doesn't matter. Go out and have fun. It's great to be fun and the kids because it's kind of spooky. It's a whole thing about spooky and monsters, and that's great stuff. So love your kids. And tonight, let them eat whatever they want with the candy. Oh, for God's sake, just brush after. Try to get because of this. But aside from that, just enjoy yourself. Kids need to have as much fun as possible because what they're looking for when you're dead and gone and you're rotting in some grave, it's a dystopian nightmare, the likes of which you can't imagine. So hand farts for you, my friends. Hand farts for you, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, for Sue and Rick and our good friend. Oh, look at our good friend Gracie, and we got Freddie Haddad, and the whole group. Every here, we used to turn over the outhouses. I never. You turn it over and what? Well, I don't know, cow tipping. You know what stump broke is? Prepped out sweater. No, it's my grandpa's sweater. This is my favorite. This is just this. It's got pockets. It's comfort. Let me tell you something. When you get to a certain age, and it's true, the most important thing you care about is comfort. You don't give a shit about impressing anybody. You are what you are. And I was like that at the age of 20. All right, my friends, we love you. Please follow Mrs. L. She's got a great, great YouTube channel tonight and a great piece. Please follow her. Thank you. Remember our two sponsors, preparewithlionel.com. Go, water purification, energy, generators, food, every food. Trust me. Go and you'll say, wow. Just preparewithlionel.com. Do that. And go to Mike Lindell at mypillow.com/mypillow.com. Promo code Lionel. Do you understand what I'm saying? I think you do. All right, dear friends, have a great and a glorious and a beauteous day. Thank you so much. Happy Halloween to you. And thank you for your support. We love you. You are the greatest. I love to get to bounce around and spar with you. It's fantastic. Okay? All right, my friends. Have a great and glorious day. See you next time. But don't forget the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Da da.